Hi, I wanted to show you today a little bit of Omaha, Nebraska, and we come back here usually about once a year, and we have for years. I was born in Texas. My parents came from Texas and New Mexico, but I spent my childhood in Omaha and a few years in my early 20s. And then Los Angeles. So Omaha and Los Angeles are really the only homes I've ever known. The rest of it has been just a lot of endless travel. And my parents being from the South and Southwest, I have a lot of that culture in me, but it's a little like having parents from a foreign country too. This is sort of the city where I was rooted. And so it's always been sort of a center of gravity to me. We don't have family here. We don't really have any close friends here. We do have people throughout the state who've known us for years, so that's always nice to revisit friendly faces. But it is very much a different culture. I say this all the time. Every state, in this country, you cross a state line, you're in an entirely different culture. So today we were in downtown Omaha and we drove into this absolutely gorgeous sculpture that covers several city blocks, and I had not seen it before, so it's cropped up in recent years. It's part of an installation that was set up by the First National Bank of Omaha. They also have a museum on the site, and it is just stunning, but it tells the story. And I'll read a little of this from the brochure on the park story, but it says Omaha was a gateway to the 19th century West, and First National Bank wanted to commemorate springtime in the region before the wagon trains arrived. The fact that the setting for the two parks are not adjacent created a challenge for the team of artists and planners who found a way to weave the park together through the urban landscape. What's magnificent about this is it is literally through, this very, very urban downtown area, very business section of the area. So this was the genesis of Pioneer Courage by Blair Russell and Edward Froughton, and The Spirit of Nebraska's Wilderness by Kent Olberg. Beginning at 14th and Capitol Streets, a wagon train leaves Omaha and proceeds along a dry creek bed, which is the Pioneer Courage installation. The train disturbs a nearby group of bison, causing them to stampede down 15th Street onto Dodge, where they flush a flock of geese from a nearby pond, which is the Spirit of Nebraska's Wilderness sculpture. The geese take flight and around the intersection of 16th and Dodge Streets, and the sculpture narrative concludes with them flying into and through the First National Tower Winter Garden Atrium. First National sculpture parks flow together from the approaching wagons to the running bison and lifting geese, creating ghost-like images which transition through both time and space of modern-day Omaha. It's really, really beautiful. The artists are from Utah, and what's also notable about that is the Mormon Trail came through this area too. If you know the Nebraska history, there is a Mormon bridge in the area too. But to continue from the brochures, the Spirit of Nebraska's Wilderness Park was sculpted by artist Ken Olberg. And this is the park with all of the geese flowing from the fountain and the buffalo. It sits atop a granite fountain where jets of water give the illusion of geese taking flight, working in tandem with First National's Pioneer Courage Park, which is a block away. The two sculptures begin with a wagon train startling a herd of buffalo, which in turn flushes the geese, beginning at the southeast corner of 16th and Dodge, and the sculpture continues through the four corners of that intersection and culminates into the Winter Garden. The first geese are comprised of bronze, while more and more stainless steel is incorporated until the last geese are entirely made of steel. This process is very complex considering the two metals melt at drastically different temperatures. The traditional bronze alludes to Nebraska's history, while more progressive stainless steel points to the future. Also notable, Berkshire Hathaway is centered here in Omaha. This is Warren Buffett's hometown, the Oracle of Omaha. And so the city is centered around a lot of business and insurance. The fountain in that sculpture contains roughly 43,000 gallons of water and circulates 159,000 gallons of water an hour. The fountain's base is made from absolute granite, and the paving stones are Hayton stone, which are quarried near Balders, Wisconsin, consisting of over 50 geese. Each larger-than-life goose weighs about 200 pounds and was made from at least 12 different pieces. The Pioneer Courage Park, working in conjunction with the Spirit of Nebraska's Wilderness Park, this sculpture begins at 14th and Capitol Streets, and it is the result of the collaboration of two artists, Blair Buswell and Ed Fraughton. Consisting of several pioneer families, Pioneer Courage brings to life an integral part of America's history and the part Omaha played in the migration and building of the West. The individual pieces that will make up the monument are cast predominantly in bronze and are 1 1/4 times life size. It's really magnificent to walk through this. It is just literally like walking through history. It's so beautiful. The landscape consists of 2,500 tons of limestone, roughly 125 truckloads. It is primarily Hayton stone, quarried from Balders, Wisconsin. The project began in 2003, and future phases are scheduled to be completed over the next several years. So people always question, why do you come to Nebraska? I love to come to Nebraska, and probably at certain times of year I do, and probably because I did spend so much of my childhood here. I'm an only child, so it's home in a way to me, and in a very solitary way. But this Nebraska has a lot of history, and it has just a lot of beautiful, landscapes, and but this is just absolutely, magnificent. So if you're ever driving across country, or just ever have a reason to go to Omaha, the greatest place I ever saw, that's the city song. This is really a beautiful and worthwhile thing to visit. Takes a couple of hours, or as long as you want to spend, to walk through it in the downtown. And then this leads just a couple blocks over to the downtown market areas where Overland Sheepskin Company and Spaghetti Works and kind of the pub crawl and the brick streets and all that are. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I hope you enjoy the photos and videos, and we will see you on the next stop. Please continue. This is a really, really beautiful tour.